Hey everyone, Amber here. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to make these super cute paper drawers. So you can use this to store some craft supplies in your craft area, or you can make it as a way to send some Happy Mail goodies out to your pen pal. So the idea for this whole little drawer system came from Laura, who is at Pink Paper Daisy on Instagram. I will leave her information down below in the description box. Be sure to check her out. She comes up with the cutest crafts and I just love them all. And when I saw her post the little drawers that she made, I fell in love with the idea. I just think it's so fun and interactive. So I wanted to try to make my own. And I think the method that I came up with works pretty well, and the drawers are very sturdy. They're not going to fall apart. So I'm going to show you the couple of little drawers that I made, and then we will get into making them. So this is the first one that I made. I used the Gather collection by Maggie Holmes, and it's just a basic 3-tiered one. So hopefully you can see all the drawers and everything okay. So you can see that each little drawer has a little thumb hole so you can easily pull them out, and they have a good amount of room in them so you can stuff lots of goodies. In this one I added a little tassel I made, as well as some clips, sequins, and washi tape. And then in this second drawer I added some little rosettes that I made. And in the bottom drawer I added some phrase stickers and some little chipboard pieces for my pal to use in their crafts. And this little drawer system is going out with another piece of Happy Mail, so that's why I just made it a 3-tiered one, since it is going to have another project with it. Otherwise it might get too costly to mail. But this one I made over here is 6 drawers, which is basically just taking 2 of these and gluing it together before you wrap it up. So this one I had a lot of fun with. I think it's so fun, and this is one I will be sending out on its own just because it has more drawers and can hold a lot more goodies, and I think it works perfectly on its own as a Happy Mail piece. So on this one I added a lot of stitching on every piece, even the bottom here. And then I used the confetti collection and just decorated everything up. This bow and this piece are from the Bloom collection. But I just think that it's so pretty, and I even tried to stitch on the drawers after I put the thumb holes in, but it was kind of an awkward shape and I'm not very good at sewing, so it didn't come out perfect, but it still has a lot of character, and I think it has that endearing handmade touch to it, so I think it still looks really nice. And these drawers work the same. They all just slide out with the use of the thumb hole here, and super cute. I just love this project. So yeah, we're just going to dive in to making it. One minor little detail I want to mention before we start is that I'm not going to be showing you guys how to make the matchboxes, and that is just because this is not my design. I did not come up with the dimensions or measurements or anything like that. I used a tutorial that I found on YouTube, which I will leave linked down below in the description box. It is by Meg, who is at littlehottamale, and her tutorial is super easy to follow. I think the video is only like 3 minutes long, and her directions are super clear, and she even has a template that you can print out to make things easier. And once you make the first one, you can pretty much just go from there. They're so straightforward and super easy, and I love the size of them. I think it's perfect to make a project like this, and it just because they hold so much in each little drawer. So I will leave the link to the video down below so you can check that tutorial out. Also, you don't have to use this tutorial. If you want matchboxes that are smaller or bigger, you can come up with your own. You could use a different tutorial or a cut file or a die. Whatever you have, you just need at least 3 little matchboxes. So a matchbox is basically, it has a sleeve and then a drawer that you just slide into the sleeve. So with all of that said, now we can dive into the tutorial of how to put the whole drawer system together. Alright, so I have my 3 matchboxes already made here, and I am using the open book collection by Maggie Holmes, just because like this one I'm going to be sending it out with another little flip book that I made. So what you want to do is use some cardstock, a heavier weight one, to make the sleeves, and then to make the drawers you can just use paper from your paper pad, but make sure that it's like the heavier kind of paper and not the really loose leaf paper, because that won't be strong enough to just hold everything and support the whole mechanism behind this. So I have my 3 matchboxes made, and basically what you want to do, super straightforward, you just want to stack them on top of one another and then glue them together. That's the first step. So you can use any adhesive you want. I would stay away from wet glue, just because sometimes wet glue can kind of make the paper soft, and you kind of want to avoid that because you want this to be as sturdy as possible. So I'm just using some double-sided tape from Joann's, and you guys, I went through so much double-sided tape making all of these little projects. So I definitely need to buy more, but you just want to decide which way you want your drawers to go. You can make them all the same pattern paper or make them different. I like the look of all the drawers being different, and now I'm just going to adhere them together like this. I already have all my double-sided tape put on just to make the video go faster. So you just want to line it up as evenly as you can, and then just press it together and make sure that it adheres nicely. And then I'm just going to add the next one on. And you might notice when you first start working with the drawers that they are a little bit wobbly, and that's just because they don't really get to the point of being really sturdy until you wrap them in the cardstock and then add the decorative pattern paper to it and all the other stuff. Once you have that, it gets much more sturdy. So with all of my drawers now stacked and adhered, it's time to move on to wrapping them. So you just need to wrap the sides and the back. So with this one here, I did not wrap the back, and you can kind of see that it breaks away from the whole system a little bit, and it's fine. It doesn't really make it not work properly or anything. It just doesn't look as clean as I would want it to. So when I made this one, I made sure to wrap the back so that that wouldn't happen. So that is what we are going to do with this one as well. But the first thing is to take a piece of scrap paper that you have, some scrap cardstock. You're going to score one side at 1/2 inch, and you basically just want your paper to be as wide as the side of your drawers. So you just want to use a ruler to measure that, and then just score the end at 1/2 inch, and then you're going to fold up on that 1/2 inch, and then you're just going to put your adhesive down, or if you're using tape, remove the backing, and then you just want this 1/2 inch piece here to sit right there, and then just adhere the rest of that down, and then you can cut off the excess. You can measure it out to be the length that you need it to, so you don't have to cut it later, but I just think it's easier to do it this way. So I'm just going to remove the backing of all my tape. And now I'm just going to very carefully line up the score line with the back here. Don't do the front because then the drawers won't pull out. And you just want to line it up as evenly as you can. And then secure it down with either your fingers or your bone folder. And don't press too hard because you don't want the drawers to crinkle or anything. And then once you have that done, you can cut the excess paper off. And now it's time to do the other side the same exact way. So I'm going to take my piece of cardstock, score that line, remove the backing of my tape. So now you'll have something like this, and in the back it will look like this. So for the back, you just want to take a piece that measures the width of your back here, and then you want to add a 1/2 inch on each end here so that you can score it. And you basically want to add some adhesive here and on the inner parts of these flaps, and then you're just going to secure it down like so. So I'm just going to add some double-sided tape to each of my little flaps here. And then to the inner parts of these as well. Then just remove the backing. And then once again, just measure it up as best as you can. And then just make sure that it's adhered completely. Okay, so my double-sided tape, for some reason, does not want to stick down. So I'm just going to bring out my hot glue gun just to secure these little flaps down. Okay, so this is what you should have at this point. And I do want to mention the reason I didn't give you the exact measurements for the wrapping, for the sides and the back piece here are because we might be using different matchboxes. So if you are using the matchboxes I am from Meg's tutorial, then I will leave all those measurements down below. But if you are using different matchboxes, or if you're making a project where you have 6 drawers or more, then obviously those measurements are going to differ. So just keep in mind to, for wrapping, to just make sure that your paper is as wide or as long as your sides, and then make sure you have that 1/2 inch to fold over to apply the backing. And then for the backing, just make sure the same thing, that it's as wide and long. And it's pretty straightforward. You just have to kind of use your ruler to get your measurements, but it's super simple. And then just make sure you cut off any excess paper. So with that said, now that we have our base wrapped and it will already start to feel more sturdy, it's time to add our paper all around it. So the paper I'm using is just this wood grain paper. I think it looks nice with all the other patterns that I have. So I'm just going to apply this to all 5 sides of my little drawers here. Alright guys, so now that I have my drawers completely wrapped, it's time to just start decorating. So since I'm using the open book collection, I have some open book ephemera here, some wood veneer pieces, and some cut aparts to work with. So this is where I'm going to leave you, and the rest of the video will be just a process video of me decorating this, which I'm sure will be really quick because I typically just decorate the top. But yeah, I hope that you guys found this tutorial helpful. Please, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will get back to you. If you did like this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more crafty videos like this. And I will see you guys in my next video. Take care and happy crafting.